Hi everybody, Evan from Dad Technologies. Are you looking for a new computer that you can purchase during the Black Friday deals, but you don't really want to sit in line at your consumer electronics store? Well, continue watching the video and we're going to show you a couple of options of what you can purchase on Amazon for a reasonable price for a powerful computer. Stay tuned. So, before we get into this video, I would like all of you to subscribe to my channel. It gives me a lot of motivation to be able to do all of this research for you guys, help you make the best decisions for your electronic purchases, and to show you guys how to fix items when the problem arises. So, if you can hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to ring notifications, give this video a like if you like what you saw, and check out my other videos on my channel. I try to make them as interesting as I can, and as informative as I can for just any knowledge that you guys are looking for. So let's jump right in. I'm going to be showing you two computers today on Amazon that I believe would be the best choice and the best bang for your buck. The links for these two computers that I'm going to be showing you are down in the description, so if you like what you see, you can click on that link. It'll bring you right to the computer, and you can do your own research and choose whether you want to purchase it or not. This first computer that I want to show you, it runs for $694.64. It is a Lenovo Thinkpad. I worked for a consumer electronics store for many years that we never had problems with Lenovo. So they're a really reliable computer, so if you can find one that has really good specifications, you need to steal it as quickly as you can. This particular one has 16 gigabytes of RAM. It has a solid-state drive in it that sits at 512 gigabytes, so you do have a lot of memory for that price that you're getting it for. Solid-state tends to be a bit more expensive. You have a Type-C for charging, you have a Type-C port on the computer, you have HDMI, you have Ethernet, of course it's webcam capable, and Windows 10 Professional is the operating system on your computer. The pictures of the computer, I mean, it looks like it's a really slick, thin, lightweight computer. I like how it's able to bend down the way that's currently in the picture. Just because of that rotation, you're not really going to be able to break those hinges too well if it's capable of going down that low. It's a pretty nice looking computer. It's got a 15.6-inch screen, and it's pretty hefty. I actually have an older ThinkPad that is still running perfectly fine to this day, so even though the price tag is a little bit higher, it might be worth your money to pay that little bit of extra and to purchase this. We'll kind of go down into the specifics here. So your display on the computer is 15.6 inches. That's kind of turning into the standard for your general size of computer. It's a pretty good size if you're looking to do just basic internet searches. You probably could do gaming on that size of computer and not have any problems. Your processor is an Intel quad-core i5. It's not the newest processor from Intel, but it's not the worst processor from Intel. When I was going through school many years ago, all of our computers were i5, even though the i7 is already out on the market. We never had any problems with the i5, so it's still a very powerful processor to be able to go into your computer and can still run with the best processors that are in the market today. Graphics card, it just looks like a standard Intel graphics card. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything that's too fancy, so any major game playing, this computer probably isn't for you. Storage, 256 gigabytes of solid state drive. I apologize on the beginning of the video here. I believe it actually... okay. Well, anyways. Memory, you're looking at 8 gigs of RAM. Again, you're probably not going to do any major gaming on this computer, but 8 gigabytes of RAM is definitely going to be solid for just your general use of a computer. You can probably even step it down to 4 gigs if you're looking to save a little bit of money, but that 8 gigs of RAM should be able to get you to where you need to be. Networking, it's got a standard networking jack on it, so you shouldn't have any problems there. Operating system, Windows 10 Professional 64-bit. So nobody runs 32-bit anymore unless you're a business that has a software for that. I work in the medical equipment industry. We do have a lot of pieces of equipment that we do our maintenance on that it does need a 32-bit computer connected to it, but any regular application that a normal consumer is using is going to be 64-bit. Battery is going to be pretty standard. You can see your dimensions there on the screen. Your weight, 4.7 pounds. That's pretty light. There's some pretty bulky computers that definitely exceed that. Keyboard, non-backlit keyboard. My wife is all about a backlit keyboard, so she tries to avoid any computers that does not have that. So, consumer beware. This particular computer that I'm showing you right now does not have a backlit keyboard. It's got a webcam on it, and it also has the fingerprint bar on the computer, so you can swipe your finger over it. I personally don't like that. I don't like giving my fingerprint away, but you have that option if you want to. It's a quick and easy unlock of your computer. So your ports, you have a USB Type-C power port, so it looks like it actually is your power going into your computer. You have an HDMI, you have 2 USB Type 3 ports, and you have your headphone plus headphone plus microphone combo jack. USB 3, just because it is USB 3, it is cross-compatible with USB 2 and USB 1. You just can't take a USB 3 port, which is indicated by a blue portion of the actual plug itself, and plug it into a USB 2 or a USB 1. So, but you can plug a USB 2 or 1 into a USB 3 port. You are a little limited on how many ports you actually have on this computer. I personally need more than 2. Just doing this video alone, it takes 3. I have a mouse plugged into my computer, I have my webcam that I'm talking to plugged in, and I have my microphone also plugged in. So 2 might be a little limiting to you, so you might want to keep that in mind. But I think overall, this computer is pretty powerful. Just to show you the ratings, it does have 21 ratings currently, but it's still holding a 4.8 out of 5. So it's not exactly my standard of what Amazon holds. I try to stick with 100 customer ratings that still holds to a 4-star or above rating before I purchase it. But based off of the specs off of the computer, unless the computer is just falling apart at the time that it reaches your house, it's going to be a durable computer for you. So the next computer that I'm wanting to show you is a Dell Inspiron 5000. Dell, kind of going back to my consumer electronic days, I did see a lot of Dells come in for repair. Now, they more so came in for software repairs and viruses and infections. It wasn't really anything hardware related. I can say though, for the issues that were hardware related, Dell did a very good job on handling the situation, admitting that it was their problem, and getting it fixed for the consumer as quickly as they could. They do have one of the quickest turnaround times for computer repairs, so if anything does happen, you of course have that 1-year manufacturer warranty that you're able to get it repaired. This particular laptop is running at $679. It has 16 gigabytes of RAM and 500 gigabytes of solid state, plus 1 terabyte of hard drive. That's really good. Not a lot of laptops can cram that much memory into it. And with that solid state drive having a ton of memory on it, it's going to be really fast on top of that 16 gigabytes of RAM. So that might be a fairly good option, and I believe we can go back to the original computer. I think it's actually cheaper than the last computer that we were just looking at. So this is promising for a computer that you should be interested in. It does have an HDMI port. It does have, of course, Wi-Fi and Ethernet. It is Bluetooth capable, and it is Windows 10 as your operating system. Unless you go to some offshoot consumer store, everything's going to be Windows 10 at this point. It's been out for 4 years. I think roughly 4 years, maybe 5 years. And everything is pretty much switched over, so it's unlikely you're going to find Windows 8.1 or Windows 7 anymore, unless you buy a computer like a bare bones computer and you download that software yourself, which that software is still capable of being purchased. So you can also find that in the link below if you need to purchase any of those additional softwares. Again, this laptop is pretty slick in size. It's very thin. Unfortunately, the laptop that I'm currently using is pretty bulky, but I like my laptop. It looks like you have 2 USB ports and an HDMI port with an Ethernet and a microphone slash headphone combo jack again. Looks like your power is pretty standard. It's that female connection, so it's not the USB-C on the other computer. I don't really like USB-C. I don't think it's that reliable as the regular standard cord that like a laptop would use. So this laptop so far is already winning in my book just because of that. You know, pretty standard. It looks like you have an SD reader on this as well, and another USB port on the side. So this one at least has 3 USBs on it, so you should be doing fairly good on USBs. We'll scroll down to the specifications here. So 15.6 inch screen. It does look like it is actually also a touch screen as well. You're still going to be rocking the i5 processor, so not too much has changed from the last computer. Again, just a basic Intel graphics card. Storage again, you're going to have a lot of storage for your solid state and a lot of storage for your hard drive, so that is a lot of storage for the $679 that this computer is selling for. It is going to be a very good option for you on top of the 16 gigabytes of RAM. That right there is just a lot of money. So this is seeming like a pretty good computer. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, of course. You're still running your Windows 10 software, normal battery. You can see your dimensions there. And it is slightly heavier than the last computer, probably because it's got to fit all those hard drives in it. The SD card reader, I think a lot of people like me that's a YouTuber, we are going back and forth with cameras and we have SD cards and we're having to pop them in and out instead of having an additional adapter to plug into a USB, take up room there. It's nice having that SD card reader on a computer. So we'll go down to the ratings here. This one still holds, looks like it has a little bit more ratings than the last one. It still holds an over 4.0 out of 5-star rating. So everybody is seeming to like this one pretty well too. And I think overall between the two computers, I think they're both going to be good for the normal consumer, but I think if you want to get the best for your money, you're going to want to go with this Dell option. I think it's just going to be a better option for you, and it's going to be worth it, and it's going to last a really long time given that you take care of it, and it's going to stand the test of time for the next 5 to 10 years. So needing to upgrade or thinking that you need a more powerful computer will not be the case if you purchase this computer. So there you have it. If you don't want to have to go to the Best Buys and the normal consumer stores during the Black Friday deals, come back to Amazon and go look at those computers, see if the prices went down, and purchase those computers. Then you can stay in the comfort of your own home, be with your family on Black Friday, and still purchase a high quality computer. I just want to point out again, if you like this video, please subscribe, comment with any information or questions that you may have, maybe give the video a like, and ring that bell for the notifications after you click subscribe, so that way you can get more information as I post videos on reviews or side-by-side comparisons, troubleshooting, how-tos, and just maybe anything else fun that we might think of that comes to technologies. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time.